ahead and kick off. I just have a few words to say, and then I'll hand over to Tristan because that's why we're all here. For those who I haven't met or spoken to directly, I'm Steve Pinkney. Formerly Conceptia on the community channel, and then Tristan and Co have kindly invited me to act as the community manager, which is a bit of a strong phrase now I think about it, but someone to just basically help kind of engage with you all, understand where you all are struggling, what you might want help with, also just a way to show or share the projects you work on as well. So that's something that I'll be doing or trying to work on in the next few weeks and months as well. Most importantly, I'm really honored to be here and be part of this in that route, because I'm, as most of you know, I'm a big believer and fan of NoCode-X, and of course I came for NoCode-X, but I stayed for Tristan because I love how responsive he is to us and listening to us, and really appears to want to shape the product in a way that is what we need. Okay, enough about that. A couple of logistics. One, this is the first of what hopefully will be mini campfires, and there's no specific agenda for every single one. Today, Tristan's going to introduce a few things, but my thinking for this is that we can use these for like sessions like today, but then also, like I was asking you, Lloyd, maybe if you can share kind of what you're working on, like how you merged the front end or connected the front end to a NoCode-X backend, something like that, and then share that with the community and let people ask questions about it, etc. That's what I think will get or will help get a lot of value from these campfires as well. Today, and then one more thing from logistics. Chat. Zoom has a chat channel, but I figured we're all Discord people, so let's just go ahead and use Discord. If you have any questions, comments, ideas, feedback, whatever, about what you're seeing as Tristan's showing, go ahead and just drop it in the general chat of Discord, and we'll see how that works. If there's a better channel for that, we can do that another time, but let's just go ahead and use the general chat for that if there's no objections. And I'll be monitoring that, so if you have, like I said, if you have a question or comment, I'll keep one eye on that, and if it's something specific to what Tristan's talking about at that moment, I'll try to jump in and ask about that. Otherwise, we're going to try to leave a little bit of time at the end for general Q&A and see how that goes. I do have a hard stop at the top of the hour, so 55 minutes from now. So we'll have to cut off whatever we're doing there. And if you have any additional comments or whatnot, you can of course continue on Discord as well. Okay. With that, Tristan, I'm going to hand it over to you. When you're ready.
Okay, thanks. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Steve. So first of all, thank you all for joining. Today I had some things that I wanted to show you. Well, we've been developing changing quite a lot in NoCode-X over the last few months, but the last few weeks we are getting a little bit more speed as well. And I wanted to show you guys what has been cooking inside of NoCode-X, and maybe already get some feedback early on. You'll probably see that there are some improvements with regards to UX, but I'll stop introducing it and I'll start showing it actually. So please keep in mind that this is still work in progress. So we want to release it in the next couple of days, but we still have some work on it. So please look at this with an open mind and try to use your fantasy sometimes of what it will become in a few days. So let me share my screen. Well, so I show an empty screen, but this won't be empty in a couple of days. But I start with this. The reason is simple. The idea behind NoCode-X is, well, what is now the actual application is a platform where you can build things using all different kind of features within the platform. For example, you have the Rocket node to get you started really quick. You then have the visual layer that helps you develop your application in a visual way, and then you have the AI assistant that helps you develop your application piece by piece by prompting an AI assistant. We wanted to merge all these facets of NoCode-X in a coherent platform, which has several layers of usage, and which also is 4 different kinds of users in our mind. So the first layer is actually rocket mode, which should get you started, but also get you built an application in a kind of vibe coded way. The next level is actually the visual development level, and I'll be talking about that in a second. But I'll just showcase you what we have done with rocket mode, because we changed quite a lot. So let me get my example prompt here. So the typical to-do app. You start with one prompt that explains what kind of application you wish to build. Just a small prompt, it's not that big. You hit enter, and now the idea is that the AI assistant will now interpret your little bit of a text, and will start writing out a more detailed text on how the AI assistant interpreted your prompt. So now on the left side you can see it in a textual way. On the right side, this is more in a visual way, and this is a pattern that we will keep throughout this process. So at the end of the message, the AI assistant asks me if he or she, I don't know what gender an AI assistant is, but if it understood the application description correctly. And I have the chance now to make some adjustments by just prompting it, or I can make adjustments by filling it out, changing it right here. Or I can just say, yes, this is good, and move on to the next step. Now we have a couple of steps that I'll show you really quickly. Most of the time I'll just say, thank you, AI assistant, it's really good for the sake of time. But you can always change every step. In every step you can always change anything that the AI assistant has cooked up for you. So the next step here is, as you can see, application description. And the next step here is the one that we already have in Rocket Mode at the moment, generating a customer journey for you. Now again, I can go in, for the people that just came in, I can go in and change whatever is in the customer journey right here, or I can ask the AI to make adjustment. In this case, I'll just say, yes, this is good, and then move on to the next step. Please remark that you can always change at any time the different levels. So I can now go back to application description, make a change. I can make a change on customer journey, even if I'm 2 steps, 3 steps further. So the next step is the AI assistant will now try and map features to whatever it has created in your application description and your customer journey. So the features that now the AI assistant proposes are task prioritization, due date assignment, task filtering and sorting, and task search. Now I can, for example, ask the AI to add another feature, a simple one, creating new tasks, and maybe add more features, deleting tasks. Now it's not as simple as actually the lines that you see here. There is quite a bit of text behind each and every one of these tasks. And in the future version, you will also have a button here that will allow you to change that text, and of course read that text as well. So now the AI assistant made the changes. So I'll move on to the next step, saying yes, this. So the next step, so actually remark that this assistant really grabs you by the hand and drags you through several points which enables you to gather as much as information about the application that you wish to build as possible. So the next step is, if I'm not mistaken, it will be the design system. So the application, the AI, actually creates a design system for you or proposes a design system for you, which you can then, of course, still alter. So we'll have to wait a little bit. Again, on the left side, you can see a textual representation of what the design system looks like. On the right side, you can see the actual colors. Now, this is a small version of the actual design system. The most important things in here are visualized. Of course, here you can read the entire thing, and then you can say make the colors, for example, more reddish. I don't know if that's a word, but the AI will probably understand it. So it'll probably make a more reddish color palette for my design system, and immediately you will see the change. Now, please, if you look at what is Rocket Mode today, this is all being done behind the scenes, but now it's becoming you get control over it and every single step, and these tasks do not really require a lot of AI credits. So the idea is really that you are in control up until the point that you hit the generate point, and then the AI starts generating all kinds of things for you. So my color palette is now a bit reddish. I would love to change it a bit more, but we'll just go with yes, this is good. On to the next step. And again, you can always go back and make changes. That's not a problem. Voila. So if I'm not mistaken, the next step is where the AI agent starts creating or proposes pages for you. So it'll propose a list of pages, and then you can still add more pages to it and ask the AI assistant to, for example, add, well, in this case, we'll have a to-do list dashboard, an edit task modal, and a delete task confirmation modal, and then we'll ask it to add the page, add a contact page, for example. So again, all these pages they're just not one line of text. They all have a prompt behind them, which you will be able to actually change throughout this entire process. Now, once this is done, then the AI assistant has still one more thing to do before it can start generating your application, is propose a database to you. Now, we're not this far in development that we can visualize this at the moment, but the process is actually the same as the steps that I have shown you. And then when you say after that, yes, this is good, then actually you can envision it as the old Rocket Mode with a couple of fewer steps will kick in and will start generating your application. Your application will be done at some point. You will switch to the preview instead of the application plan mode, where you can actually see your application, and then you will start going back and forth with the AI to make changes to your application. So that's the thing that we're working on. That's the thing on. I'm just reading the chat here. I got stuck on try to create a soft delete record. Okay, David, I understand that. Did you ask the AI assistant to create a soft delete record, or did you try to do it in the no-code layer?
You can speak up, David.
David, you're on mute. I'm gonna ask you to go unmute. Okay, there you are.
Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot that you used the mic. Yeah, so I was trying to create a soft delete record, and I was using ChatGPT and Claude to help me, but it kept me in a loop, and it couldn't figure out. So I followed each example, but then each example that it gave me didn't work. So it was just going ping pong back and forth in like a loop. So I couldn't solve it.
Okay. So I think I can address that. So the way that you would do it in the no-code layer is you would add a field to your database table, which is called deleted, and it's a Boolean field. And you put it on true when a record is deleted. And then you, in every filter or every query that you do to that database table, you should drag that along and make sure that the deleted is actually false. So that's the way you would do a soft deleted functionality in NoCode-X. Of course, I can look into this why the AI could not help you with this.
Thank you. I'm gonna text you my email. So if you can send that to me in the email, I appreciate it, because then I can look back at it later.
All right, we'll do. Just send me it on Discord or whatever.
Yeah, let's keep it in Discord so we have it all in one place. Tristan, sorry if you already said this, but when do the credits kick in? Is it during the interactive stage, or is it once you've answered all the questions and then it begins to generate?
So the credits kick in from the start,
okay.
But these credits really cost you or these questions cost you 4 credits each.
Okay.
Each start. Which, if you think about 1,000 credits cost you €1. That's almost nothing. It's really cheap.
Yep.
The idea is, in fact, you stay in control until there is a small point of no return where you start generating your application.
Got it.
So that's all I can show you with regards to Rocket Mode. But once you build your application, you have to, you want to adjust it still, and an AI assistant cannot help you any further. You get stuck by vibe coding or whatever. You can drill down into the visual development mode. So if I click this button, I will drill down into the visual development mode. And for people that have been using NoCode-X, you might see one huge change is that we got rid of the entire site navigation as it exists today, and we chose to go for a more folder-like structure of your application, just like you would have in a high code or a source code application today. So you always start out with a root folder and a plugins folder. I'm gonna talk about the plugins folder in a second. Now you can add folders to the root folder and add anything else to the root folder, such as the things that you already know. For example, templates. You can add a template to this folder and it will appear. Now, of course, again, this is still very much in development. So as you can see now, there is a small bug. So I'll just reload my page, and apparently this didn't work. So I'm just gonna try it again. Voila, there is my name template at the moment. So you can add APIs and move the sequence of the things that you see in the folders. You can, for example, change something from one folder to another folder. We believe strongly that this will help you manage your applications. It will also elevate the UX of NoCode-X. But please, if you think otherwise, or you have any ideas, that's why we're here. I think it's very interesting to hear your opinions about this as well. And please interrupt me if you have any questions. Each folder is equivalent to an app. That's not 100% correct, Milena. An app can have multiple folders. It can go as deep as you actually want. So you can have folder in a folder in a folder in a folder. Voila. Does that answer your question?
Can I add to that, Tristan?
Okay.
If you all think about the existing interface, when you look at the different parts of your app, you go to templates and you have like a list of however many templates are in your app. Same thing for actions. You click on the actions, you get a list of sometimes up to 100 actions, and it can be difficult to kind of keep track of how your app is segment it or architect it, so to speak. And so the idea here is that, it'll allow you to group objects by functionality, for example. So you may have a feature, a dashboard feature. That dashboard may have, one template with 3 or 4 actions that populate various parts of it, and then maybe some custom template, reusable template pieces for that dashboard. So you would be able to create one folder, for example, called dashboard, and associate all the objects related to that dashboard in that one folder. And then, again, if you have other features, etc., for the application, you can group those in folders. So it's just an easier way to track the functionality and all the bits and objects associated with the features, in one area. You can still, if you want, just have one folder with everything in it. But for me, I like to be able to segment my application in ways that make sense to me, and that's what Tristan has built here for us. Okay.
Voila. So what is also important about the folder structure now, at this point in time, if you go to the hub and you install one of the plugins that we have, this will just pop up as another template or another action that you have built yourself, and it's very confusing sometimes when you go through your own actions and templates to see also those templates and actions of the plugins that you installed. Now the difference with this folder structure is actually that every plugin that you will install will receive its own folder. So for example, as this example right here, the vanilla error pages plugin installed by default, and it has some templates inside of it. So you will actually separate beautifully the plugins and your own templates and APIs and actions that you are building. Of course, there are some things that aren't easily visualized in a folder structure, such as the data of your database, media libraries, the fact that you can still actually browse the hub and users groups and rights. These will still remain as is. We'll probably have think of ways to incorporate data in there and the media library, but as the first version, we have templates, APIs, actions, jobs, and data schemas for you. Now, are there any more questions on this topic? If there are, we can, or any more ideas?
Yeah, anyone have any thoughts? We'll pause for a minute. Anyone have any thoughts on this? Like it, don't like it, ways to make it better, anything whatsoever?
Yeah, I feel like it's a good idea. As long as I can use, because I have zero knowledge, so I'm able to accomplish a lot with the help of AI. So as long as AI is my companion, I feel like I can build anything. So, and then my other question is, which AI version are you using? Are you using Claude or ChatGPT or something else?
At the moment, we are using Gemini and a combination of Gemini and Claude 4.
Okay, that's helpful.
Anyone have any thoughts on the folder structure?
Again, I think the folder structure is a great idea because, like, as an architect, from what I've seen, is to segment it into parts makes it easier for people to look at, and then also for you to come back later and understand why everything and how everything connects. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, David. Awesome. Okay.
Lloyd dropped in chat as well in Discord. The folder structure is a great move forward. So thank you, Lloyd, for that.
Thanks, Lloyd.
Okay. All right.
This brings me, well, not seamlessly, of course, but this brings us to the next topic. Many people have been saying that the color scheme of NoCode-X is not that easy on the eyes. Totally understand it. The dark scheme is not for everyone. The light scheme is not for everyone. You have people on both sides, so to say, and maybe here and there the contrast of the colors are not there. but are not exactly perfect. But I wanted to let you know that we are working on this, and what we are actually doing to improve this is I'm going through all the every single line of CSS that is in NoCode-X. For those people that don't know what CSS is, it's actually the rules that style the application of NoCode-X. And I'm mapping each and every color to a single file. And once that's done, so I'm now 33%, exactly 33% done with the CSS files. Once that's done, I can give this file to a user interface designer, somebody who knows about colors, and I can ask this person to create a color palette that is actually that has a better contrast, especially for specifically for NoCode-X. Now, what I can also do is I can also ask this person to also create a color palette for the light mode. So as you can see, light mode is in development. We're not far from it. We only have to choose the colors and of course do the rest of the 66% of the CSS. So please, for those people that have their eyes hurting while looking at NoCode-X, please hang in there. Help is on the way. Voila.
And Tristan, sorry, one more question about the folder structure. In chat, and forgive me if I butcher your name, I believe it's Olayemi, asks, when creating with AI Assistant, will it also respect a folder structure, i.e. attaching all the actions and components in the respective folders?
Exactly, Olayemi. So it will create folders. So Rocket mode from the start, if you start with AI Assistant, it will create folders for you, and if you then move down to the vibe coding part, it will also keep adding folders and keep the folder structure intact. So it will actually set up a good folder structure for your application for you to dive down in later times in the visual development layer. So if there are no further questions, I can move on to the next part. If you need to, I am ready today. All right, thanks, Olayemi. So you guys seen that we added the last release. We added these cool buttons right here, which take you directly to the documentation. Now, this has been addressed by many people that documentation of NoCode-X is rather lacking in some regards. For example, enable slide toggle field, enable a certain slide toggle. It doesn't not explain that whole lot about this documentation. So what I wanted to show to you guys is we are working on new pages, new documentation pages for all of the 500 functions that are already in NoCode-X today. The way that those new pages will look like, I have an example for you guys ready today for the API call function. So the function that allows you to call a REST API from NoCode-X. The way that it'll look is, I'll have to show it to you guys using Obsidian, but you'll get the picture. The way that, are you seeing Obsidian right now, or
yes.
Are you still seeing NoCode-X?
API call.
We see it.
Okay, awesome. So the way that it will look like is, it will describe exactly what the function does. The API call function allows you to easily connect to external systems and retrieve or send data using their APIs. Then it'll show you some sort of execution flow. For example, if there is no authentication method provided, it'll log an error in your application log. If there is no endpoint provided, it'll log an error in your application log, and so on. It'll then do the execute API request. And if I can scroll a bit to the right here, then it'll handle the response and actually tell you exactly what it puts on the variable scope. So for example, in this case, it'll put success as status on the variable scope and store the response. It'll put status not found on the variable scope, status unauthorized, bad request. And this is requested by Conheocon, a feature. It will also now put, once we've done the release, it will also put the fact that a timeout has happened on an API call on the scope, so you can do all kinds of logic when that happens. We clearly make a distinction between real timeout and connect timeout. So and then in the same document you can find some real life examples that explain you how to use this function in reality. So for example, if you want to call a CRM system, the authentication method should be better token, then you can add an API key. The method will be get. This is a fictional API, and well, it has an explanation for each input, and the result is that, well, the call is being done, and the variable, so the response is being stored in a variable which is called customer details, because you named your response customer details, and the API call status variable will be set to success. So we try to give 3 examples for each function. And we think, or we hope at least, that this will help you understand the functions that are inside NoCode-X better.
Awesome.
So if there are no more questions with regards to this, or no more thoughts, does anybody have any thought on this?
Speak now. This is your opportunity to help shape this, and because Tristan has heard, this is one of the pain points of NoCode-X, is that the documentation wasn't strong, if you will, and so this is his response to that. So please, if you have any thoughts whatsoever, this is an opportunity to shape how it ends up, basically.
Yeah, and also if you say, Tristan, this is not really a part that I have a problem with. I have a part with another problem of documentation in NoCode-X. We love to hear it, because then we can improve that part as well. Huh?
Okay.
All right, then we can move on to the next topic, and it's the last topic from me with regards to today, at least. So I've talked about API timeouts. That's in next release. What is also in the next release is, I don't think if a lot of people know this, but you can actually do some stuff with PDFs in NoCode-X. So you can convert a PDF to text, convert a PDF to images, convert a website, and also create a PDF from a docx file. So we're actually well, there is a little bit of a bug in this one that makes it not work perfectly in all cases. So we're fixing that bug, and we're also documenting how you should then create your docx. So what this function actually does is it takes a Word document that contains placeholders. It's really a sort of templating language that you can use. You can really put in if then else's in that Word document as well. It takes this, it takes a little bit of your data coming from a database or coming from an API, all depending on how you create your logic. And it creates, it merges those two and creates a PDF from it, with of course the placeholders replaced by the data. So we're fixing this up, and you'll be able to use it really soon in your project. And of course, the new documentation will show you a thing or two on how it is used as well. Voila. And then of course, getting converts PDF to text, which actually just fetches the text from a PDF file, will also be fixed up, and will also be a next release of NoCode-X. Okay, and then I think we can have, I don't know, Steve, if we can have some time for Q&A, or we just start by addressing one question that we already received.
I don't see any questions in Discord, and I think all the ones in chat are here on Zoom are answered. Yeah, so we have 23 minutes left, and this is an opportunity. If anyone has anything they'd like to ask about, or have any ideas about things you'd like to see maybe in our next campfire or an upcoming campfire, please share that as well. But does anyone have any burning questions, either something you're stuck on, or an idea you have, or a bug you've raised, anything whatsoever? Anyone have anything? I see Eddie is typing. So Eddie has a question. Any changes to the template/page builder? I don't know if it's just me, but I feel I get most frustrated there. So changes to the template/page builder.
And well, not in this release, but we can most definitely look into that. But I would love to know at which part the frustration happens, so we can pinpoint really the improvement and improve the things that cause the frustration.
Okay. Yeah, Eddie, if you don't mind, I'm dropping, in chat. Okay. Yeah, he's typing now. Yeah, specific things that frustrate you, or what have you. And while Eddie's typing, someone else, think of something else you want to ask about or what have you. And all right.
Okay, so maybe we can, Eddie, if you feel like it, someday we can do a call, and then you can explain to me what exactly is causing the frustration, and then we can deep dive into that part. So that would be awesome.
Okay. What about, if anyone wants to ask a question, please jump in. But oh wait, let me check Zoom chat. 1 second. Okay, yeah, there's something here. Elena asks, when will the Shad CN UI be implemented? Did I understand correctly? It would be around November or some other time?
Okay, so that's actually referring to something that needs some explanation. Also, today, Conrad asked a question, the same topic, with regards to the speed of the applications built within NoCode-X. Now, I have been talking about the fact that we're creating export to code, and I'll briefly try to explain it a little bit better, but this is one of the big topics of the upcoming campfire, or the next campfire rather. But we've always been talking about export to code, but actually this is a complete rewrite of the front end of NoCode-X, the front end that serves your applications, and this will improve the loading speed, but it will also improve, or it will also allow us to use different kinds of user interface component libraries, such as ShadCN. And this is indeed, the first version is indeed planned for November. And then, of course, we'll continue working on it. This is a really big adjustment, as you can imagine, but this will give us so much opportunities for the future, and show so much. It will solve so much problems that we thought that we had to invest in this new rewrite, actually. But we'll dive more deeper into this and the opportunities that it will give us in the future in the next campfire.
Awesome. All right. And then Wim asked, let me just make sure there's nothing else related to that. Okay. Wim asked, can you show the default value like date, how this works. So the default date, I think. Did not get it straight away. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Wim is talking about something that we released last release, being the parameters, excuse me, the placeholders on templates, where you can add like a date format and a default value in placeholders. Okay, I heard indeed, so I think that's correct. So let me guys, let me show you guys. So in the
and Wim, let us know if that's not correct. Okay, let us know if that's not the thing you're asking about. Okay.
It's this thing I asked. Thank you.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm.
So it's all written down in the documentation. So what you can do besides just putting a placeholder on a page, you can actually put now a pipe sign in there, followed by default, and then this is the fallback value. So if there is no value for your placeholder, this will be visualized. Of course, these are some other examples. So if you just want to visualize space, an empty space. And then we have some others, for example, date format, which allow you to format a date according to a certain format, and date time format, which allow you to format it with the time in there, and then number format, which will then add some decimals to the number, and currency, which will then add some currency sign and allow you to put in some variables with regards to which currency sign exactly and which amount of decimals you want. So this is only the start. We can add much more. So if you have in your use case the need to add more of these formatting functions, please let us know, and we will add them to the list of to-dos.
So Tristan, for example, for like number format, do we put the word number format right there, or do we replace number format with a number?
No,
like
this
0?
is exactly the word that you have to put there. Now, I see now that we have to update a little bit the documentation, because you can add some parameters to number format as well, with for example, the amount of digits that you want, and so on. And I haven't mentioned this, but you can stack those pipes as well. So you can use date time format in combination with default, for example.
And you just put 2 pipes? Is that what you would do?
Yeah, just 2 pipes after each other, and that will work.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see the the options for a number format, because that's something for one of the projects I'm working on that'll be very important. That and currency, actually, what the options are. There. Okay. A couple more questions. Let's see. Will the new folders organize previous or existing projects? So I guess what will happen on day one when Photos goes live and we have our existing applications, in NoCode-X, what will those look like?
Yeah. So with regards to the existing applications, we generate a folder structure that is very alike the folder structure that you already had. So we generate templates, actions, APIs, data formats, jobs. We put them all in these folders. What we will do though is we will already extract out the installed plugins into the plugin folder, and from there you can start reorganizing your application the way you would like it.
Yeah, using drag and drop, which is awesome.
Okay. That's a bit of the thing in NoCode-X, using drag and drop.
Yep, nice. All right, David commented how he's using NoCode-X, and he mentions you're building a parking app. Yeah, David, if you are open, I don't know where you are in the process, but if you have something you can share, even just a screenshot, please drop it in the Discord chat sometime so we can all take a look at it. And if you're open to it, either maybe we can have a campfire session where you can walk through what you've done so far, or if there's an area that you need help with, we can do the same thing for that as well. But yeah, thanks for sharing. That's awesome. And then Alexander asked, any plans on creating an undo button, or the possibility to undo a set of changes between versioned applications?
So yeah, the undo button is a very, very popular request. That's something that we'll have to include in the future. We actually already have a lot of the fundamentals in place that we need to cover such an undo button. But there is still some work to be done before we can actually release this. But it's good that you asked this, Alexander, because we will put it maybe a little bit back on our radar in the coming months.
Yep. Okay.
Especially when you are in the AI assisted mode, this is very, very helpful.
Yes. Or even just when we're not in AI again. I know sometimes when I drag things around and my UI gets a little
okay.
out of sorts.
I understand, Steve.
Not that we've talked about that before. This is the first time I brought it up. All right. Anyone else? Thoughts, questions, ideas? I'd also like to hear if you have any feedback about the campfire itself, anything we can do to make this better. This is obviously our first one. And so, like everything, we hope to gradually improve it over time. So if you have any feedback on that and things we can do, let us know about that as well, please.
Yeah, if you have to do like a live project, like from beginning to end, like something small, so we can see like the different capabilities, that would be awesome.
So a video building an application from beginning to end, is that what you're saying? A small project beginning to end?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
that'll be real helpful.
Do you have an idea for what type of project will be useful to build? If not, that's fine, but just curious.
Building a parking app.
Yeah, nice try, David.
So I think if I can just. Me and Lloyd have been doing exactly that with one of his projects, and we have quite some footage of it already. I still have to do some things to the footage, but it's a matter of uploading it. So that'll help already. But that's like, I think, Lloyd, we're up to 5 hours of footage right now building an app end to end.
Yeah, something like 5 hours. We've got we've edited down. I think we've got 5 videos, which are 4 of them will be an hour long. One's about 20 minutes that I threw together to show the APIs and CRUD APIs and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, and we're almost done with the application as well, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll be recording tomorrow again. So.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. David, you mentioned your parking app. Would you mind sharing a little bit, and I know what parking means, but what is your app for? What are you building? If you don't mind sharing a little bit.
So I'm in Columbia, South Carolina, and they were behind, so now they're trying to update. But I see like there's a lack of how they're trying to connect the public with their services. So I said, well, why not have an app, a parking app that, let's say you're at home, right, and you wanna go downtown for an event or something. So you can automatically go to the parking app. It'll give you directions to an area that has open parking meters where you can go to, and then you can. I was trying to figure out if I would implement it where it can work with the pay station, but I don't think I'll do that because there's a process to try and get people to work with them or whatever. But it'll be like a shared space. I guess where like a community where like somebody leaves the space, it'll have a record of the available spots that's open, so you're not blind. And then it'll also have a reminder to where you can know when your meeting's about to expire.
Okay.
So those kind of things.
Okay. So the main thing is it helps people find open parking spots in a specific area. Is that right? And then
Right, and also help them locate their car. Like if they go to the movies and they come out and they can't remember where they parked, they forgot where they parked, or they with the kids, and like the museum or something, and then they need to figure out where they parked at real quick, or stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tristan.
I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Steve. I think this is perfectly possible. In fact, it's really coincidental. But at some point in time during my my university years, I built such an app as an assignment. But it's perfectly possible with the HTML component and the combination of using the data from your database in the HTML component and then calling actions from the HTML component. So if you want, David, we can dive a little bit deeper into that in one of the other campfires to give you more information on the HTML component, because I think this component is a topic on its own. It has so much possibilities and so much things you can do with this. So it might be interesting to dive into that component as well.
I have one other quick question. So I was using, I think, the open source, which is like the Maps layer, because Google Maps itself is expensive. They give you a free amount of bandwidth, but if you go over that, it's like super expensive. So I found an alternative, which is an open source that has like I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but it allows you to have zones and shows. So my thing is, there's a way where you can use Google Maps hologram free, and would I be able to upload it to the database in NoCode-X, or would that not feasible?
I didn't 100% catch what you want to upload to the database. So if you can would repeat that, please.
So I think it's like the polygram of like Google Maps, like, because you can go to Google Earth and you can like translate it into and save it. Once it's saved on my computer, would I be able to upload it into NoCode-X as a reference?
Absolutely. So that's the idea behind it. So in NoCode-X, in your database are actually JSON files, and I'm guessing from my experience with building that app a long time ago, I'm guessing that that these are probably JSON files that you have with all the coordinates and all the different XYZ or XY coordinates. Actually, so you'll be able to upload that to a database. You'll be able to use that as an input for one of the maps, the map integrations that you have.
Awesome. I'm gonna share the link in here too, so y'all, if you want to go and view it and look at it, you can see like the prototype that I have up already.
Awesome. If you can, put it on Discord though, okay? Because when we close Zoom, this chat goes away basically. So if you can put it on Discord, that'd be great. Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
Super. Thanks.
I don't know if there's other questions, but I'm just looking at in Discord the suggestions. Lloyd, I see here you mentioned. Is that right? Sorry, maybe look at the wrong one. Someone asked about copy pasting UI, and I thought I mentioned. Oh yeah, Lloyd, you commented on it at the bottom here. Is that an open discussion still, or has that been closed? It says copy/paste UI was asked by Hero on 2 days ago. Lloyd, do you remember anything about that?
No, that was 2 days ago. I just brought it up. Hold on.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, you're talking about using NoCode-X as a backend. So basically, the app that I'm building with Tristan at the moment in the video series is a long-standing. I've built it several times already with other no-code builders that have had issues and whatever. So what I've ended up doing is vibe coding the front end and using NoCode-X as the back end, which has been really useful, because I do find some of the other auth type stuff like Superbase and stuff, I don't particularly understand it, so I find it difficult to then vibe code with it, because I just don't know where to pick up where the AI is going wrong. Gotcha. NoCode-X, super simple. There's like several APIs that you need to call, or several parts in the system that you need to update, get it going, and the documentation on that is pretty good. I did feed that I got Perplexity to do deep research on the docs and just come up with a process for a Vibe coder to implement that into my front end. So yeah, it really is using other front ends. I mean, even if you're just building like HTML and you're going to push a button to do stuff in NoCode-X, it's just super simple.
Okay.
All the APIs are really quick. I'm not seeing any lag on my front end.
Yeah.
Coded front end from the APIs or anything like that. So it's brilliant.
Okay. Yeah. If you're up for maybe in the future Campfire, let's just do a very simple. You know how you connect your front end to the back. I know you have the 5-hour series of videos, but maybe a simpler cut down version.
Yeah, no, but sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but I think in the 5-hour series we do the front end and the back end in NoCode-X.
Yeah.
But it would be very interesting to showcase the actual front end in something else and the back end in NoCode-X as well.
Yeah. Okay, Lord,
yeah, I'm more than happy to go through it and the process. My vibe, which to me, I was going to say my vibe coding process, but it's almost exactly the same as Tristan has just explained. Rocket mode is going to be. It's doing that upfront work before you start talking to the LLMs to actually decode it.
Yeah, but there's no substitute for seeing it in action, right? So yeah, if we could just see, click a button in the front end and something happen in the back end, and how we stitch those together. I think the community would appreciate that. One other thing I thought would be good, let's touch on before we break, is I'm looking at suggestions again. The top one is JavaScript function. Tristan replied to that one yesterday. I think it was you, Karpuk, asked, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but asked if we could have a very simple JavaScript function and the actions that would just basically take a set of inputs, objects, array, string, number, and be able to return the same. And so I think, Tristan, that's something you said you might look into and see if that's possible to deliver as well, right? Okay. So
yeah, exactly. As long the question was really if that to you Karpuk, but also to other people on the community, if it would be sufficient if that small JavaScript function would be self-contained in the sense that it could only get input and could only get push some output, but not, for example, make changes on pages, call an API and stuff like that. Because if we can make it contained, we can really move fast with this, and we can maybe do it in one of the next releases as well.
I know I'm certainly looking forward to that one, and yeah, I would love that personally. Okay, we're at time, so thank you all very much for joining. Again, if you have any thoughts or feedback on anything you've heard today, any improvements or enhancements or bug fixes, and or the Campfire series itself, please do let us know. It is something that, as you're hopefully seeing, feedback is taken into consideration and acted on. So thank you all very much for joining, and we'll go ahead and end here, okay? Bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks all, Steve and Tristan.
Yep.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.